Hello. Let me know if I'm coming through, okay? You're just getting all of the announcements sent out. Hi, Paul. Thank you very much. And thank you for subscribing. Okay. Hello. Gonna have to adjust that chat in just a second. See what I can do. I don't know if we can make that a little wider. Let's see. And the chat's been cut off just a little bit. Let's see what we can do. It me! I hear. It is oop, sugar. It is unlocked. I'm trying to rescale it, but unfortunately it is. I can only rescale the window and not the text. Of course, technical difficulties. We are learning things in real time. Ba ba da ba da ba da ba ba. Dum dum. Yeah, no matter what I do, it seems to just stay that cramped. You might need to just pump the brakes on that a little bit. I can see the chat here on the side. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little annoying. See how we go. Okay. Ah, it's like we're professional streamers. Imagine how good this purple would have looked on Twitch. So, unfortunately, if you've not been following us on Twitter and such, I'll go back to the intermission screen for this. We were banned from Twitch for reasons that we believe to be inaccurate. We unfortunately won't be able to do anything about it until March of next year, so we're going to live on YouTube for a while. Who needs Twitch, honestly? Like, what even? But this unfortunately does mean that we do not have any of the VODs for Tavern Talk. Unfortunately, they were not saved locally, as I had hoped they would have been. We're going to have all of the VOD... Oh, God. Puberty. Happening already. We're going to have all of the VODs ready to go on YouTube as these come out. So hopefully this will make things a lot easier going forward. We're also going to be making a couple of shorts and things, but it was some bullshit, that's for sure. But yeah, so in regards to Tavern Talk, if you're following us on YouTube now and you've not been watching the previous 2 streams, all you really need to know is I am playing an innkeeper who makes drinks for our fantastical D&D friends, including our favorite NB elf Fable, an adorable little cat detective and her broody sidekick, a swamp witch, a sea hag. It's all a lot of fun. Main crux of it is, stars fell from the sky. That has been our inciting incident thus far, and that is kind of informing everything else. I'll explain more context as things come up. We'll have a quick look at the quest board as well, just to make sure we're all on the same page. But yeah, I think we should be good to go. Trying to figure out which of these things to click. There we go. Tavern Talk. Yay. We do have our subscriber goal there. I'm not sure how accurate that is at the moment. But we will do our level best. So we are on Act 2, Starlight Sonata, Part 12, It Takes Two, or 3, 10th of the Astral Moon. Excuse me. Trying very hard not to look at myself over here. Failing miserably. It's Cat Detective! So this is Melly, our little cat detective, as I said. She has just returned from a rendezvous quest with, I think his name's John right now. Let's have a quick look and remind ourselves. Yeah, John, the Air Echo Rogue, formerly known as Blaze, formerly known as Malachite, and several other titles. I can't help it, it's the ADHD. I keep looking at where the movement is. So, John is our rogue. They. Melly, I believe, is on the other page. Yes, she is. Detective Melina, little cat girl. She is 10 years old. And as you can see, we have other assortment of characters to get to know better. So the quest that they were on, let me see. Was this one, A Scandal in Zoford. So they went to the port city of Zoford where the familiars had been going missing, potentially related to a sea hag, I think? Yeah, a sea witch who cursed the Zoford docks. So let's see how it went. We also do voices here. When it's a visual novel, we will do voices. So conscious of the camera. Okay. Feizoa's best detective duo has returned! Welcome back, Melly and Malachite. John? I'm calling him Aura now. Alright, so it's Aura. Because he's giving you migraines. Oh, God. No, because of his gloomy aura, of course. Well then, Melly, Aura, it's good to have you two back in town. I assume you were able to solve the mystery surrounding the missing familiars? It's Aura, bruh. Yes, with the help of my trusty assistant, I was able to figure it out. dot dot dot. Gonna full screen that. That's remarkable, I have to say. Good thing you went with her, Aura. Yes, there was the whole debacle of will they go with her or not. Also, I have rice. Yummy. It was a dangerous mission. Did you encounter a T-Rex? Oh god. Of course not, but we were nearly burned alive. That's not what I expected. You must always expect life to double-cross you. I'm glad you both made it back in one piece. But I'm curious, what was the reason behind those vanishing familiars? Listen, I'm down for curry Mondays as well as casual Mondays. If we ever find like a cooking mama ROM to play, we're making a lot of curry. Do I need to worry about Auntie disappearing too? How about we tell you what happened in Zoford, but only in exchange for 2 free drinks. I can see you've learned a thing or two on your first big mission. Or it taught me how to be more cunning. Only the basics. No need to be so humble, you taught her well. What kind of drink would you like today, Melly? I want something... something that will polish my investigative and deductive skills. A drink that will make me even smarter than I am now, so no mysterious case like this one will ever be unsolvable for me. Coming right up. Actual cooking sim game? I don't know if I'm familiar with that. Actually, let me just double check. How are we on the view? Some stuff's cut off, but I will be sure to fill you in. Actually, might be a little better if I Whoop. There we go. Now we can see most of the screen. Bum bum. Let's move this down as well. Don't you love that we can do it live? I'll do it live. There. Now we can see more of the we can see more of this. You still can't see my mouse, but we'll figure that out at some other point. But we can still see the full shebang now. Alright, so we're looking for majority intelligentsia. You would prefer it the other way, you set it up that way. I've got the chat open here. I'm doing my best to like cover my camera view so I don't get too distracted, but if I do need to make any adjustments, just let me know. Right, so intelligentsia, we are looking for, let's do a peak sunrise. Now. Let's see what we need here. Let's drop that in. 1 dexterity. And we'll just fill up the rest. Actually, I want to check something because I remember one of the last streams that we did. You can have all of that undo. Let's rub that out. And we'll go with a Sparkling Nebula instead. Because I want to check something. So that's 2 Charisma. We're going to be very boring right now. Ah, okay. The last time we made a Sparkling Nebula, our boy Andu over here got all sparkly eyes. So we'll see if that happens again in future, because I don't know exactly what triggers it. But this is good enough. Ding ding ding, ring that bell. Let's see if this will make your brain cells multiply. Thank you. Let me try. Oh, this is good. I can already feel it. I'm going to be completely unstoppable. Oh no. Oh yes. Initially I wanted to sit this one out, but I might actually need a drink now. It would be my pleasure if it means I get to hear your story. Also, I'm craving a short laugh. Why don't you share one of your jokes with me? Oh yeah, this went down a treat last time. Right, we made a deal. Correct, correct. So what will it be today? Maybe something that'll help me counter her verbal attacks now that she's linguistically invincible. So the usual. Alright, give me a second, I'll be right back. I forget what the usual is. Oh. Ah, charisma. Let's go 1,000 wins. We'll actually do something fancy this time. Boo-ba-doo. So we need 2 defense. And then the rest here. Ding ding ding, ring that bell. We're on YouTube now, so it makes sense. This should make things a little easier for you. Oh. I can see it in his face. Is it that bad? Huh? No, silly, he likes it. You can clearly see it in the way his scarf is moving. Is the scarf like a tail? Ah, I see. My deductive skills aren't that bad after all. You think you can teach me a thing or two sometime? Of course. Then we'll be a trio. The detective, her trusty assistant, and the curious apprentice. I like the sound of that. It's been a while since I've been an apprentice. I don't know why that was a hard sentence to read. Now I am in the way. Darn, alright, hang on. Whoop! They'll find a place for me yet. Whoa! Alright, we'll stick up here for now. And we'll find a more permanent solution at some stage. Don't exit the window, Jesus Christ. I don't remember being asked if I wanted to be a part of this. But I couldn't have completed the quest without you. Also, being a detective's trusty assistant is an honorable duty. And I'm glad you came with me. Of course, I couldn't let you walk headfirst into an open maw of a hungry T-Rex. Heh. Did you actually encounter a T-Rex in Zoford? No, don't be silly. Sorry, I'm trying to make a joke. I can tell. I think it was kind of funny. Huh. Let me show you how it's done. Oh boy. Top right? Let's try top right. Shouldn't have anything over there. Do. Beep. Right above the dagger. Yeah, we should be good now. I'll let you know if any trinkets pop up next to me. Alright. How do you ask a dinosaur if it wants a cup of tea? Beats me. T-Rex. Boo. Yeah, chat doesn't seem to be working as intended right now, but we'll figure that out. I still have a lot to learn, it seems. But now, please, I'm dying to know what happened in Zoford. So, thanks to the golden feathers, we made it to Zoford in the blink of an eye. I don't think I've ever felt that fast in my life. It was like he had the zoomies. They helped us remain unseen, too. Thanks to your drink, we were able to sneak around the city without attracting too much attention. But those ghosts were the clue we needed. I knew we'd find something at the dock, so we made our way there. She was right. In the dead of night, just hours after we left your tavern, we spotted a peculiar dog roaming near the water. We watched as it tried to sneak onto a cargo ship. It behaved weird. Undog-like. It hid behind some barrels and kept looking left and right before trying to sneak on board. I'd never seen a dog do that before. It looked like it didn't know how to be a dog. This sounds like one of the abilities of Find Familiar, where you're able to like look through your familiar's eyes and take temporary control. It didn't use its nose, its ears. It was just off. You watched as one of the workers noticed the dog and scared it away. But my investigative senses were tingling. So we started asking around. As detectives do when they want to collect some evidence. A few people said they'd also seen some animals with odd behaviors. Most of them thought they had some kind of illness, like rabies. Or that they were spirits disguised in animal form, sent by a sea witch. So they stayed away and minded their own business. Not very high-class detective of them. They made for fine witnesses. Apparently there's something like a weekly get-together for all the town's familiars. We decided to check it out. And music got very LA Noire. We managed to track down a few of the participating familiars to get more insights. It was a little tricky since some of them wanted to talk to us at first. I think they were a bit wary of strangers. The bird keeps shitting, Jesus Christ. It also seemed to be different from it also seemed to be difficult for familiars to speak to people they don't know. Must have been something to do with their magical abilities. But with our combined charm and charisma, Aura and I were able to finally gain trust of one of them. and they told us something strange. They said all those familiars that went missing seemed to have been in contact with one particular magician. So of course we had to pay that wizard a visit. Preferably when he wasn't at home. I think that's called burglary. Finding out his address was child's play. Apparently he's quite popular amongst the people in Zoford. It just took Aura a little bit of well-executed bribery to find the mage's home. Did you take some notes? I did. Prepare yourself to be my next text subject, Innkeeper. Should I be scared? I'm excited to see how much you've learned. Maybe. Only a little bit, though. Very well. Your drink really did wonders. We managed to break in without anyone noticing. It was so exciting. We snuck around looking for evidence, maybe a hidden ritualistic chamber or something like that. And did you find one? Sadly, no. But we found his office with the door open. Inside were a lot of books about different kinds of animals and familiars. He figured he just loved animals, or at least needed that knowledge for something else. As any world-class detective would, I also checked his trash can. Words are hard today, Jesus. And, did you find anything? Well, nothing that helped to solve the case. But I did find something that you'd like between all the shredded paper. It looked like a recipe for a magical drink, just like the ones you serve. Ta-da! Silent Owl. Recipe unlocked. Well, that's a cool looking glass, that's for sure. With Silent Owl, you make the night your own. Its accentuated taste and hand-selected spices allow you to become the silhouette lurking in the shadows. A quick sip of this drink will grant you the sight, strength, and subtlety of a natural predator. So, max intelligence, 1 of dexterity, and 2 of strength. Very good. We'll keep that in our back pocket for sure. That's very useful. I mean, it's spooky season. We might be able to get one in Flying Tiger. They've got stuff going on at the moment. That's what I thought. Anyways, Aura and I continued our search for clues. His office also had books about common and uncommon diseases in animals, so we kinda had a connection of the reported cases of rabies. I thought it was a bit of a stretch, not that I could change her mind. That wasn't all we found. Next to his desk in a small cupboard were his diaries. They were full of notes and spells that I didn't understand. Something about transmutational magic. While she studied his diaries, I rummaged through his belongings and scrolls. I had absolutely no clue what any of it meant, until I found something of interest. Detailed instructions on how to unbind a familiar of their services. Alright. Two theories. This is where the camera is. Theory 1. He is using the familiars to steal stuff from ships. That seems to be the most notable because it's around the Docklands, and if he is controlling them the way that I think he is, that might be why the dog familiar didn't know how to be a dog, trying to sneak on board a ship. Theory 2, he works for Magic PETA and he's trying to free these animals from their masters. 2 ongoing theories at the moment. A thought began to manifest itself in my brain, though I couldn't quite grasp it yet. But somehow my instincts told me I had all the information I needed. I just had to stitch everything together. Yeah, I've played Ace Attorney. I know how this goes. Ooh, new subscriber! Welcome, Duckleberg! Thank you for joining us. We are working towards a 20 subscriber goal, so we're on, regardless of what that says, I think that says 13, that's our 14th subscriber, I think. So thank you very, very much for hanging out with us. But even when I tried getting it, we heard the front door squeak and creak as somebody entered the house. Oh no. We tried to hide, of course, but we hadn't been quick enough with our investigation. And definitely not subtle either. Hi, Yuri! Thank you for joining. I forgot that your username was Duckleberg. I should have tweaked that as you. We must be in subscriber only chat or something. Not that you shouldn't have subscribed anyways, but thank you for joining anyway. I've said the same thing like 7 times. The whole place looked super chaotic. The wizard immediately knew something was off. And a potentially dangerous person on high alert is even more dangerous, so we had to be on guard. Aura hid under the table, but I had other plans. I managed to jump on a bookshelf and wedge myself right on top under the ceiling. That is very cat-like. So I was hidden, but could still see the whole room. Good call. Heh. I watched as the magician barged in, but he wasn't alone. He was accompanied by a lizard, a colourful bird, and a 2-headed sheep. We learned recently about 2-headed sheep from one of our other quests, in which Jade enlisted the help of Una, because 2-headed sheep are notably very, very stubborn and will only listen to you if you have a specific type of frozen berry. So I wonder if that's gonna... Maybe it's just a coincidence, but we'll see if that plays in here. Oh no, not one of those again. See? I remember. Huh? It's nothing. Please continue. It was so weird. The bird didn't even know how to fly, the lizard walked on 2 legs, and the sheep's 2 heads always looked in the same direction. Twice the stubbornness, yeah. It's as if they didn't all know how to be real animals, just like the dog from the dogs. But now we had proof. The weird animals were definitely connected to the weird wizard. And as if the wizard noticed something, he stopped and said to the animals, "No, you 3, get out of here. I don't want you to get in trouble or hurt." I already had my fingers wrapped around the handle of my knife, ready to strike. I'm sure he felt my murderous intent. But it does sound like he cared about those animals. I'm leaning towards my magical Peter theory. That's what I thought too. As soon as they left the room, I saw him create a ball of flame in his hand. He was ready to strike. And I knew I had to do something. He would have done terrible things to Aura. So I meowed. You know what? Considering all the information she had on hand, not a bad strategy, to be fair. ... Like a cat? Uh-huh. I pretended to be a cat. It's not a very hard thing to pretend to be, in fairness, Millie. And somehow it worked, even though I was wearing clothes. The wizard turned around and saw me on top of the bookshelf. His features turned from from worried to soft in a millisecond, and he said, "Oh, a little rascal, how did you get in here? Did I lock you in? You must have been terribly scared." And I was scared, but not for the reason he thought. So I just meowed a second time, as you do when you're pretending to be a cat. And then he said, very politely, "Would you please come down here? This room isn't a place for little cats, but I can offer you a cup of milk instead." And that was a very tempting offer. So as any cat would, I answered, "No, but I would love some chocolate milk." World's greatest detective, everybody. Dots all around. I kinda forgot that cats don't usually speak. Needless to say, his face was priceless. But then his hand started to light up again. I immediately knew she was in danger, so I broke every rule of the Thieves Guild taught me and just popped out from underneath the table. I can't tell if this is a success or not. This seems to have gone really badly. That was very brave of you. That was a foolish thing to do. It was brave. You stepped in to save a child. I don't know if I'd have been so fearless. Well, I had to. The wizard turned around. He was surprised, maybe even scared, but he was also ready to fire at me. I already saw my life flashing before my eyes. And before I could even think about it, I yelled, "We know you don't mean any harm. You're just trying to protect those familiars, right?" Apparently I hit a nerve. He stopped right in his tracks. This is Brisk and Arlo in the break-in. This is 100% Brisk and Arlo. Oh man. I think I skipped a bit of dialogue. Yeah. I took advantage of that moment and tried to explain why we were in his home in the first place. I told him everything about the quest, the familiars, the weird dog. Usually I'm not very good with words, but... Thank you, Nathan, for subscribing. We're getting closer to our goal. Thank you, thank you. Well, your drink definitely did what it was supposed to do. I don't know how, but we managed to de-escalate the situation. He looked panicked before that, as if he was being chased. Maybe he actually expected people to come after him. Hearing all of the clues out of Aura's mouth kind of flipped a switch in my brain. And I could see the truth right in front of me. Suddenly, everything made so much sense. I jumped down from the shelf and I began my conclusion. It is clear to me that you, the accused, do not have ill intentions. Ah, she's doing a Poirot. With everybody in the room, we're going to explain how the case went down. However, that does not make you innocent. You're still involved in the disappearance of some familiars. She was walking back and forth while she gave her speech. Needless to say, the wizard and I were equally confused. She was 100% doing a Poirot. You're fond of animals, and as such, also familiars. And while I don't know anything about magic, I have heard the term transmutational before. Who hasn't, honestly? It's a broadly used term. That right there was a blatant lie. So I, the world's greatest detective, have concluded. You are turning familiars into animals, or at least you're making them look like animals. You are also accompanied by some of those turned familiars, and you cared for their safety. That means they are here of their own free will. Hi, Marie! Thank you for joining. And thank you for subscribing! Did you know in the original dub he's called Mr. Satan Poirot? The dub of what? Dragon Ball? What are you talking about? Hi, Sean! So many people, oh my gosh. So by turning them into animals, you did them a favor. They wanted to be transmuted. Thank you for the lurking. We appreciate lurking. Thank you, Carlios, for the subscription. Poirot's first name is Hercule. That's fair, actually. Oh, I didn't make that connection. Yeah, he's Hercule Poirot. That's so funny. That's so good. But now, their patrons and other familiars can't reach them anymore. And they're worried that something bad happened to them, and that's why we're here. Case closed. That's pretty impressive. And you figured that all out, by yourself? Yep. The magician was also really impressed. I totally hit the nail on the head. I explained again that we were just there to investigate. But it was also necessary for the familiars and their friends and families to talk to each other. The remaining familiars wanted an explanation, as did their former mages. The wizard already felt guilty for doing something behind their backs, of course. Turns out the familiars were unhappy with their dragon-like bodies, and much preferred feeling like real animals. But they were afraid of telling their patrons and familiar friends, so none of their remaining acquaintances knew what had happened. Of course, they suspected the worst. Why else would your friend just leave you alone and disappear without a trace? Yeah. But obviously none of them wanted to continue on like that, so we helped set up a meeting for them to talk it out. And they did! All the magicians were very understanding, if a little sad to lose their connections. The other familiars also welcomed them with open arms, even though they were a little confused at first. They needed a while to understand why their friends wanted to be animals. But I think they got it eventually. So all in all, it sounds like a very successful quest. Absolutely. I'm glad you got to uncover the truth. Me too. The magician even decided to give us something in return for helping him. Neither of us have any use for it, so we wanted you to have it. Don't say it like that, it makes it sound like it's a bad gift, and it's not. What is it then? It's a ring of beast storing, with the lost familiar inside of it. Oh, do I get an extra pet? He found it a long while ago, but its patron never showed up. We named it Renu. Melina can't take care of it. I have my sheepfish, Rufus. But you have Andu, and you already know how to take care of a mini dragon. Oh, I absolutely do. You might enjoy some company. I wouldn't have minded him saying it on the child. Now, I want this dragon. I want an extra friend. So thank you two very much. Ah! Oh no, God dang it! Hang on. We're gonna move temporarily. Look at him! Ah! Oh, he's so cute on top of the bookcase. Oh, that's so good. Paul, no. Not mini dragon steak. We're not doing that. Clodsire. Don't you make fun of Clodsire. Clodsire is the best. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to stick top left for now. I want to be able to view my boy. No, we're not eating the dragon! No! Oh my gosh. Okay. I need to get back to Rufus now. He gets lonely without me sometimes. Fable was looking after him. He did the crosswords. It's fine.
Or is it you get lonely without him?
It blows bubbles! Ah, it's so cute! I love this game. I love this game so much. It makes me so happy. He's my pet. I need to take care of him. Don't worry, I'm sure Fable did a good job. Though it's nice to see how much you care for your pet. He's been my only friend since my parents died a long time ago.
Oh. Were they also eaten by zombies?
We got a couple of orphans. No. They were burned alive.
Oh. Oh no.
I remember it as if it was yesterday. It was late afternoon and my parents wanted to visit the adjacent village to buy some grain. But they never returned. I wanted to look for them. But when I got to the village, every house, every barn, and even the ground was set ablaze. I heard yelling, people screaming in pain, pleading for help. And my parents were nowhere to be found. A few of the survivors confirmed they had seen them earlier that day, before the fire. I later found out the perpetrator was the pretentious son of a noble family. Oh my gosh. He had a disagreement with the farmer over some payments and instead had paid a bunch of criminals to set the fire to his barn. But the fire spread uncontrollably and devoured everything in its path, including innocent lives, just like it did today.
That's awful. I'm so sorry, Aura.
It's alright. I bottled up all my emotions and combined them into desire.
For a family?
For revenge.
Oh. But that sounds like a lonely desire, though. And you haven't found any friends since then?
No. The people in the Thieves Guild helped me survive, but they weren't particularly keen on friendship. So I just chose the lonely path that was meant for me.
That's not very nice of them. But now you have me.
And
we're best friends now. And accomplices.
Character information unlocked from Ellie.
And we can found our own guild. Like a detectives guild.
If you're gonna get revenge, best dig 2 graves. The Count of Monte Cristo would agree. But revenge is like a river. You stay by it long enough, eventually your enemies will float downstream. But if you spend too long, you'll drown in it yourself. No.
Give us a few more quests and we'll be the most famous detectives of all of Fizoa.
I'm sure of that. Oh, Hex is here. Hi. And good mythical morning to you, Innkeeper. See, he knows we're on YouTube now. This time it's actually still morning. But that doesn't mean it isn't also morning somewhere else in the world as well. Deep thoughts with Hannah. Of course not.
That's a really cute hat you're wearing.
Thanks.
Can I try it on sometime?
Only if you tell me your name.
A fellow master of bribery, I see.
Fun fact about the rebreather. Did you know that the rebreather was created for a James Bond film and then the CIA got in touch asking them where they got it? And they had to explain that it was in fact fake and not a real thing. And so the CIA made one based off of James Bond. Now you know.
But there's nothing more you could possibly teach me. A world-class detective like me doesn't need extra lessons in bribery.
So you're a detective?
Yes. The best detective in all of Feizoa, I might add. I'm Melina, by the way, but you can call me Melly.
Our podcast is called Irish Nerdcast, Jojo. I don't know how to break this to you. It's kind of in the title. Happy to make your acquaintance, Melly. I am Hexagon Hex, but you can call me Hex.
Like, by your last name?
No, Hex. As in short for hexagon, obviously. Sure.
Ah.
And who's that grim-looking fellow next to you?
Oh, him? They look grouchy, but they're my world-class assistant.
Not by choice.
His name is Aura.
I'm sure it is, yes. Nice to meet you, Aura.
But I think you've gotten enough information out of me. Can I try on your hat now?
That's a tricky one. We don't know if the artists made a sprite for this. You see the little star pendant on the tip of my hat?
Uh-huh.
It classifies me as a wizard of the primordial sea. A silver one, I might add, one of the Leviathan's most trusted confidants.
Oh.
And all of his knowledge is directly transmitted to anyone with a hat like mine. In particular, silver stars like me have access to information that, leaked to the masses, would break the order of this world.
Oh, wow.
But every silver star has to go through extensive mental training. Such amounts of knowledge could drive any mortal without proper training insane.
No.
Listen, he's a silver star wizard, but he's a gold star gay. So I can't let you try on my hat without endangering your life. And I couldn't forgive myself if I were the reason Feizoa's best detective went mad.
That is very honorable of you. But I, the great detective Melina, have concluded that you, Hexagon Hex, are nothing but a bad liar.
Ha! You're a great detective indeed.
I honestly thought you were pretty convincing, Hex.
Thank you.
Wait, did you actually believe him?
Of course not. I just happen to know a thing about the primordial sea. I've read a few books, heard a few rumors. You know how it is. Time for a pint. My food's actually getting cold, so I'm just going to eat a little bit of this, and we will be right back. And we're back. I am much more full. And we avoided doing a mukbang. Okay. And I really doubt Leviathan would share his precious knowledge with a mere mortal. Nothing against you, Hex. Heh, you got me there.
I gotta say, you're really convincing.
I sure am. Excuse me. A bit too quickly, I think. The transition is so good.
Looks like even a great detective like me never stops learning. Honestly, you could have just told me no, though. I would have revealed my name even without a promising magical hat on the line.
But it's more fun this way.
I think honesty is also a very important skill to master.
Whatever you say, detective. But Hex, what brings you here today? Nothing really. I'm just longing for another one of your drinks. You know, the kind that would flood my head with new ideas. Leave it to me. Take a quick drink myself. Let's try the Silent Owl. I'm curious how we're gonna do this. So let's see. We want max intelligence, 1 in dexterity, and 2 in power. Let's see what we have here. Alright. Let's try this. One intelligentsia. Get it in the fucking thing. Jesus. 2 and 1. Hey, Silent Owl. Ding ding ding. Ring that bell. So cool. There you go. This one should do the trick. Huh, let's see. Oh, I can already feel it. All the ideas, they're manifesting in my brain. Honestly, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I guess we'll just have to find out.
Oh, can you maybe show me a magic trick? Just to test your abilities, I mean.
Well, yes, of course I can. I'm glad you asked. You know, I'm a master of fire. Uh-oh. We just learned a very traumatic backstory about fire.
Oh, then can you also do fireballs?
I wouldn't cast a fireball as a mere magic trick, more like a fully fledged spell. But I can create teeny tiny flames from the top of my fingertips.
Like cute little candles. I want to see that.
I would maybe advise you to play with fire outside. A lot of my ingredients are very flammable. You'll miss a real big show then. I think I'll somehow manage to survive. You're a loss. Aura, are you coming as well? I'm good. Alright, Lone Wolf, you're missing out though. Certainly.
See you later.
Have fun. Now are we going to... Yep, we're at midday now. Ah, my girl. Innkeep. Lynn. This quest up for the taking? It sure is.
Why else would it be hanging on the quest board?
Who asked you, thief? Oh no.
Are you going all by yourself?
Of course, I don't do groups.
But it could be quite dangerous. Diria seems to be a hotspot for danger at the moment.
Let me remind myself what quest they are discussing. We'll first clear these little notifications because they will drive me insane otherwise. So Diria is over here. Fatal Company. Ah yes, the bridge collapse. Political tension ensued when the canal bridge connecting Diria to the mainland collapsed, especially because the Spinel rhinos can't exactly be held responsible. The ambassador attacks with solving this mess is a young noble, and his worried best friend insists that he is still in dire need of new personal guard, especially since the roads are unsafe for travelers, or as if those travelers are cattle anyways. So yeah, that quest was put to us by Archie, as it's his friend who is the diplomat. Just clearing some of these other things. Do you want to come with me or what? If so, spit it out, kid.
No.
Fine. There's nothing this great sword can't cleave through by itself. Won't need much help.
Cool.
They always like that in Keep? Depends on who's in the room. Blushy blushy. Ah, I see how it is.
You do?
Yes, of course I do. You're like a dragon. You barely know me, so it's obvious that you're reserved as not to expose any weak spots. But sometimes you gotta find the fine line between being reserved and being a tad too edgy. That.
Can you stop psychoanalyzing me?
Yes.
No. Great. Not like you're right with any of your assumptions.
Like a dragon? Going to be pirates in Hawaii or some shit? We do have the Like a Dragon game, so maybe that'll be something we'll stream in future.
I'll pass. I wouldn't mind another drink.
Same as always?
Yes, something. You know, something for my aura.
Gotcha. It's on the house this time. I've never charged anyone money. I don't know why I stipulate that. So last time we did 1,000 wins. What deal was I given? That one. Ding ding ding. Ring that bell.
Thanks.
Anytime.
That's good. Enough.
Splendid. Alright, moving on. What about you, Lynn? I'd like to know more about the chasmscape that's on the path to Diria. I mean, I haven't been there yet. Me neither, actually. Really? Do you think I ever leave this tavern? Dot dot dot. Do you have any special insights that might be useful? Not so much about the situation in Diria itself, but bits and bobs I picked up over the last few days. Enlighten me. As you might have read, travel to Diria has become a bit of a hazard. Collapsing bridges, disappearing animals, nervous diplomats. Sounds like a haven for bandits. Among other things. Either way, I'll get that blue blood to Diria. Of course. How about a drink to aid with the undertaking? I thought you'd never ask. Any wishes? I mean, this could go either way. It depends on what's truly going down in Diria. Timing might be important. Being swift and smart about it. Evasion, that's what you call it. I've got a good infusion for that. Feather of the Golden Loon. A what? Oh, a rare waterfowl. Legend has it the wind resides in its feathers, which is why they lend you its speed. Ah, intriguing. Suppose it'd be great for evasion if you added something for the brains to it. Though I'll be dealing with a diplomat, so a little additional charisma to get me on his good side wouldn't hurt either. Definitely doable. Alternatively, to be prepped for even possible situations, sometimes something to up my defenses wouldn't be too bad. How do you feel about traveling under the blessing of the dragons? I'm all ears. With a little bit of citrine, your weapon strikes will be blessed. Great against any bandits or bridges. That sounds like something my Baba would have chosen. Not that you would have needed it. If the situation really is that dangerous, something that would give me more protection would fit. If it comes with enough strength to strike back, that is. But being able to evade the threat and being smart and fast, that about it might be better. You know what, Innkeep? I'll leave the choice to you. You should know what you're doing. Let me think about it. Alright. Now I'm going to try something here. So we've got our two options. Aha! No. No. Alright, hang on. This out of the way. So I can type easier. Okay, if I've done this right, we should have a poll. Yes. Okay. So, are we going to go defense and charisma, or defense and strength? Okay, we have 2 votes in. Three votes. So far, one is definitely in the lead. Give it a couple of seconds to see if anybody else wants to contribute. But it looks like we have a definite winner. Alright, we will call it. So the winner with 100% of the votes is defense and strength. So we're gonna go with this one with our infusion of citrine. Let's see what fits our purposes here. Not a steel tonic, that's got too much strength to it. Blue Lagoon seems to be our best option. Let's add our 1 for charisma. Our 2 for charisma, sorry, I forgot the citrine reduces that. And we top up the rest with defense. Frosted Lagoon, that seems to fit our needs. Ding ding ding, ring that bell. May the dragons guide your way. May they. Oh! Our favorite dwarf is here. Looking a little dirtied up. And where Rhea is, that means Kyle's not far behind. Where are you headed? Diria, some diplomat clown is in need of aid. Needs some escorting of sorts. Aye, Innkeep, is this the escort quest you've been offering? Yep. Boggin' crap, I meant to take that one to earn a little bit of coin on the side. Well, I've already committed to it. And what if I tell you I want the quest? Well, you ain't getting it. It's simple. Could you stop me? Do you want me to try? I'd love you to. Come on now, just go together. Who asked you? Exactly. Your conversation is giving me a headache. The solution is as easy as it is efficient. Go together. One takes the big bads, the other the small ones. Either way, you're better prepared for a fight. And your defense will be better. Listen, I'm looking to buy some new material for an important project. Material costs exploded ever since the stars fell. Well, I wouldn't mind a side gig. You look sturdy, like you could take a few blows, so sure. Let's do it. Let's meet tonight at the crossroads to Themis. We'll leave from there. Great. I'll head to my room to start packing. And to take a nap. Those are effective after all, huh? Oh, shush. You're a brooding fella, aren't you? This is just who I am. I've met fellas like you before. You're all the same. What is your problem today, Rhea? Oh my god. Often you've got the truest hearts of gold. Can we skip this sincerity? My headache is bad enough. Congrats on your C1 Jane, Jojo. Wow. Rip you getting Caesar tomorrow, I guess. Oi, Innkeep. Rhea. Ah, Kyle. Kyle keeps talking about fireworks. He's still oblivious as to what actually happened. Luck's with the fools, they say. For many, it'd be easier if they had been fireworks. He keeps blabbering about that letter. Oh? Have you opened it yet? For context, the night the stars fell, which again is the big catalyst for the plot here. Oh, rip 80 pity. Yeah, you're not getting Caesar now. Yeah, so the night the stars fell, Kyle, our resident vampire, Kyle, he ran into somebody in obsidian armor who apparently knows us, the innkeeper, and made some comments about fireworks right before the stars fell. He also gave Kyle a letter intended for the innkeeper that we have yet to read. Not sure what it's all about. The innkeeper does have some very unusual connections, so it's possible that this is some big bad of the past that's come back. But we'll see how we go. No, we've not opened it. Dreading what might be inside. I don't have the time, I don't care that much. I don't care that much. At least come up with a better lie. Or he could just stop asking. Oh god! Oh no. It's Archie and his theme music. Oh boy, okay. Asking about what? Nothing. Of course not, I didn't mean to pry or anything, even though I am very curious by nature. Good for you. I would agree, that and the wanderlust is the reason why I decided to come here. To the tavern, to Zenith, to adventure. Woohoo. Thank you. I've come to inquire whether somebody has already embarked on the quest to escort my dear friend Tadiria. Very much so. She's sitting right here. Where? Bruh. Oh, how rude of me. Of course. Hello, brave adventurer. No, I know, he's a lot. Archie is a lot. You missed him the last time we did this. What's Archie's full name? Gustav Archibald Richmond III. Comes from an influential family. His mother is like Theodora the 28th or some such. So yeah, I don't mind you trying to avoid this guy in particular. Ray is enough. Hello, brave Maria. Are you the one who's going to escort my dear friend? Along with Lynn. That one. Oh, Celine! Phenomenal! I'm beyond thrilled to learn that my dear friend is going to be in such capable hands. Though, I've been wondering... Come on, spit it out. Could I perhaps join? It's totally alright if not, but this diplomat is very dear to me and it feels like my duty to aid him. Can you even fight? Well, I can talk. Very well, in fact, I can fight with my words. For context, Archie is like our other friend Fable, who wanted to become an adventurer for the romanticism of it, to help people. Fable does so by actually helping people, by going out and finding people in need and lending aid. Archie's first instinct when told by Fable to go help the farmers was to ask how much gold they'd needed. He's getting better, but he's still... Yeah, Nepo Baby. Miss Frizzle's Nepo Baby. That's what we've been referring to him as. The wolf hate it. So sure thing. Come along, lad. I'll show you some tricks. We leave at midnight. Really? How exciting! Come on, let's go. Oh, how the turntables! Me going on a very dangerous and important quest instead of merely reading about it. Seems like you're on the right path for your hero's journey. Indeed, all the stories I'll have to tell when I return, Innkeeper. I can't wait. Farewell, see you soon, goodbye. See you soon. I'm surprised there wasn't a Toodles in there. I hope their quest goes well and they don't run into anything. I only gave Saraline a drink. Rhea and Archie did not get anything, so I'm hoping the buffs we've given her are enough to just carry. I feel we definitely made the correct choice in picking strength here. Dot dot dot. What's on your mind? Are there any open quests left? There is one, but it involves social conflict resolution. Sure, whatever. Oh boy! Said that quest is this one? The Mary Morgan and the Banshee, who have been dating for like centuries, are going through a rough patch and they need like somebody to be their relationship counselor. I don't know if Aura's the best suited for that position. We shall see, I guess. I'm taking this. Isn't it a bit too soon to go on another quest? You just got back. At least have a long rest, replenish some resources. Long rests are important. Long rest preferable to short rest. I'm good. Are you sure? No, but who cares? I do. Don't. It's a bit too late for that, I'm afraid. I already paid you with a story today, so get me more of those quest drinks. Something with a little more violence. I don't think I'll be doing that. Fable! Our favorite Envy is here! Oh, I'm so happy. Hi, Innkeeper. Hiya, Fable. Hiya, Mal. Hi. Yeah, never mind. Would you like a drink? Actually, I'm here for a quest. Archie told me there was still one left, and I wanted to ask if I could take it. Good question, Fable. Dun dun dun. Are our two favorite non-binaries gonna hang out? Maybe kiss a little? It'd be cool if they kissed a little. I see it's on me to answer it. Aura is thinking about taking the quest. Who's Aura? John, Malachite. That guy. The artist formerly known as Blaze. Oh, nice name. Blushy blushy. They're gonna kiss. I ship it. I ship it so hard. Thank you. But if you're already taking it, I guess I'm too late. I hope you have fun. You know what I'm gonna say. Why don't you two go together? It's about relationships. You know. Together? Is that allowed? Of course. Teamwork and is adventuring's world's best. Teamwork is the adventuring world's bread and butter. Most heroic deeds are not done alone. Life would be very lonely that way. It would be, yes. So you should go on this quest together. Combine your individual strengths to solve any problems better than you could ever do alone. And you would get to know each other better in the process. It's a win-win. Aura, what do you think? Would you be okay with that? I guess. Would you? I think so. It sounds fun. The one thing we need to figure out now, though. Who's gonna look after Rufus the sheepfish? Who's gonna do his crossword puzzles with him? Ah! Cool. They're gonna kiss. It's settled then. You'll go together. If I can ask, what exactly is the quest about? Archie only mentioned there was one. It's simple. Baya is worried because the Banshee of the Lonesome Lagoon and the Mary Morgan of the Ashen Grove aren't speaking to each other. She fears that the end of their relationship would also mean the end of her friendship with them. No pressure. Baya is friends with the Mary Morgan? Best friends. Bezzy mates. Ah, so we need to talk to the Mary Morgan. The Mary Morgan, for context, drowns people, known for drowning men, but is indeterminate of gender. And the Banshee. What an opportunity. I've always wanted to come face to face with the embodiment of sorrow. You would. Don't you think that's scary? No. You know what's scary? Failing relationships. Maybe I shouldn't have said them together. Oh no! Social fights are the most dangerous kind. I find them less scary than wrathful spirits. Seems like together your fears will cancel each other out. I don't know enough math to dispute that. Speaking of math-ish, how do you two want to approach this? This is not an easy task, so we must just be smart about it. Do you have something with those fey crystals? The ones that make you fade into the shadows entirely? Sure do. Good. I suggest you mix those with a hefty serving of intelligence. Then we can turn invisible and come up with a clever ruse to make them fall for each other again without them even knowing it was us. They're gonna parent trap the Mary Morgan and the Banshee. I love this idea. Do you just want to avoid social interaction? Maybe. Or maybe I enjoyed the whole clever detective thing last time. Maybe. Fair enough. I don't know. I feel like they should talk about their feelings. What if their feelings are they never want to talk to each other ever again? Then they should talk about that too. That's not the point of the quest. I think it is. We should face the problem head on instead of trying to find a way to avoid it. I think we should do another round of charisma for this one. And maybe, Innkeeper, Clay mentioned you have Thunder Sage. That would help us inspire other people, right? Correct. I'll admit it works a little differently for everyone, but I've no doubt you'll figure it out. Speaking of Clay, he wanted me to tell you that he and Tia will make it back in time for the barbecue. Really? That's amazing. Ora, you should come too. We're having a barbecue at the Werewolf Settlement on the 31st. It'll be great fun, I think. I don't think so. Oh, alright. I have to get back to Rufus at some point. He'll need his wool cut. What is a sheepfish? It's like an Avatar The Last Airbender creature. I need to know what ratio of fish to sheep this thing is. Speaking of Rufus, if you're here, Fable, where's the sheepfish? Melina picked him up. She said she'd bring him home and so that he could spend less time alone. Great. Was that wrong? I told her exactly what kind of food to give him in case he gets hungry while they wait for you. No, it's fine. He likes her. They're a good match. Anyway, we should hurry so you don't miss your barbecue. You're right. Innkeeper, will you help us pick the right approach? Either invisible and intelligent, or charismatic and inspiring. I trust your expertise. Let me think about it. Let me make another poll. So our two options, we got int plus invisible or charisma plus inspiration. Let's see how this goes. Alright, we've got 2 votes. Did somebody change their vote? I saw something go from 100% to 50%. Do you mean the what was it that granted this? Thunder Sage. Yeah, it can persuade them to tell the truth. That's what the inspiration can do. So, like, are we gonna do Parent Trap? Or are we gonna do Couples Therapy? That's kind of what we're at here. Alright, we have 3 votes. We've won in the lead. But we've got 7 viewers. Thank you all for watching. Please cast your votes now. So we're either gonna go Thunder Sage or Fey Crystal. Get to admit to each other what's wrong. That does seem to be Fable's excuse me. That does seem to be Fable's approach, whereas the other way around is we're gonna hide in the bushes and like write love letters to them signed by the other person. Which I think is what they did in that one Pokemon episode with the Nidoran. That didn't go well. Oh, okay, 4 votes in, we're at 50-50. We need a tiebreaker. If you've not voted yet, now's the time. Your vote counts. Keep that in mind. Not just for Twitch streams, your vote counts. Oh, that does happen in Final Fantasy IX, you're right. It is a trope. It is very much a trope. The thing is, Paul, I really don't know which one to do. I like the idea of the invisibility, but the inspiration, I feel, is actually what's healthy. But I don't know. Both of these could have really good outcomes and really bad outcomes. Flip a coin? Oh gosh. According to the poll, technically, Into Invisible is in the lead because that was the last one to get a vote. So if we don't get a vote within the next minute, that's probably what we're gonna go for. I am gonna open up a coin flip app though. Bum ba dum. Okay. We're gonna end the poll with 4 votes. Alright? So it was 50-50. So we're gonna flip a coin. Let me adjust the screen for a second. Ba-da-da-da. Can we see? No, we cannot. No, we cannot see. Do. Okay. We can kind of see now. Right. So we're gonna go just in the order that it is. Heads is invisible. Tails is inspiration. Okay? So it's on tails right now. Tails! We're gonna go inspiration. We're going the couple counseling route. So that means we need Thunder Sage. It also means we need to pick a drink. So, we need something charisma based that works with this, which would be the Sunny Breeze. It's not rigged! You saw me flip it! Oh my goodness gracious. Listen, I'm not saying that we're going to do it immediately after this because we've talked a little bit about how we're going to set up a poll in future come October to figure out what we're going to do for our spooky season streams, basically from next week on. But I will definitely be coming back after we get through the main story of Tavern Talk. I'm probably going to do some achievement hunting streams in this just to see what we can make up for. So do alternate versions of what we've done previously. That might not be for a while, but it's something that I've been thinking about. Ring that bell. I love giving him the fruitiest drinks, it's great. I think a direct approach is the better choice. They're good. 1 drink, 2 straws. What games will you be streaming, Arla? We'll definitely be sure to promote you on Twitter. Oh yes, the Resident Evil remakes. That would be really good. We're probably gonna do a little bit of FNAF on our side. Doesn't really fit the casual vibes of Mondays, but we're gonna figure out what our streaming schedule is gonna be. After all, honest communication is important, right? Would you say so? Very much so. And you? I think honesty is the best approach to any situation, including this one. Agreed. I think the only question left is, where should we start? The Ashen Grove is closer. And you already know where to find the Mary Morgan. You do? Yes, I encountered her before. So she'll remember you. Useful. I hope not. Last time she tried to drown me. Oh, I see. Voices of the Void. I'll keep that in mind. It was pretty embarrassing. I know the way to the Banshee, too. Might be smarter to start with the one further away. Work backwards and all. That makes sense. Let's do that. Good, but we should prepare first. The journey to Boreas won't be easy. You're right. We should leave tomorrow morning. We should. Wonderful. Glad to know you'll actually rest between quests, Aura. Get that long rest. If I must. You went on a quest with Melly, right? How was it? Fine. Reminded me of my parents. Are they... well? They're dead. Ah. Burned to death. I'm sorry. That's horrible. That's life. It shouldn't be. How old were you when you lost them? 7. Oh wow, that must have been really scary. It was. Fine. It doesn't sound fine. Aww. It's weird seeing Aura upset. That does sound interesting, Arlo. My current top pick for Spooky Casual Monday is Danganronpa. I've not played that before, so I know that can get a little... It's also not a million miles away from what we're currently doing, but we'll see how we go. When I was 7, I ran into a vine-spiked boar while searching for friendly rocks. It chased me through the forest for almost an entire hour. First I thought I was going to die, then I was sure I was never going to step foot outside again. But when they found me crying, my family hugged me so tightly they dried up all my tears. Rub it in. It's not spooky, but it's creepy in places. And when I sat in my room frozen in fear, we danced and played board games until I forgot I was even scared. I can't imagine not having that. I can. It was... Please don't say fine. Scary. Really scary. I waited at home by myself for 2 days. I thought the shadows were going to eat me at some point. And when I was finally brave enough to leave, it was too late. You know it wasn't your fault, right? I know I never want to feel that scared again. But it's fine, because I fixed it. Fixed it? How? By taking revenge on the... who caused their death. A popular approach these days. Did that make you feel any better? Yeah, sure. It was a natural part of my journey, following the path of darkness. It's my destiny. Misery is nobody's destiny. She's right. You shouldn't confine yourself to sadness just because that's what you're used to. Besides, the innkeeper always says you can choose your own destiny. And I decided our destiny is to bring those 2 lovebirds back together. At least for now. I think I need to go prepare for our treacherous journey ahead. You should let Melina know you're leaving. She'll be worried scentless otherwise. Let her know you'll be back. I might not be. Don't be like your parents. Wow, me? That was a horrendous thing to say. making grown people cry. I guess that's what barkeepers do now? Cool. Whatever. Time to go. Do you think I should go after them? I think sometimes we need a bit of time to feel our feelings by ourselves, before we feel comfortable enough feeling them in front of other people. That's a no, right? Give him a moment. You'll have plenty of time to be there for him when you're trying to play matchmaker for the undead. Right. We have to do that. Which is fine. I'll be fine. The Mary Morgan probably doesn't even remember me. Yeah, they were crying. They were full on crying. And if she does, I can just run. Or hide. Or cry. No matter what, you won't be alone. I can't tell Aura how afraid I am. It'll be so embarrassing. If you want to be there for him, you should also let him know when you're scared. It's only fair. I don't want to burden them with my problems. Being a burden every once in a while is part of the wonderful experience of being loved. Your friends appreciate it when you trust them enough to let them help you. Because when you care for people, you're willing to put in a little work to make them smile. But you already know this, don't you? I do, but it's so much harder to keep in mind when it comes to myself. I know, but you've been doing very well, Fable. Thank you, Innkeeper. It's all thanks to you. That isn't true. I've been trying to help you the best I can, but you're the one who actually has to change. And I'm proud of how far you've come. Let's call it teamwork then. Let's. Anytime. Can I stay a little longer? I think I need a bit more time before I can face my fears. Always, Fable. Thank you. Transition. We should be... Yeah, nighttime. Ooh, 2 moons. Morning. It's not morning. Did I sleep that long? No, it's still the same day. Ah, that makes more sense. I mean, you're meeting up with your crew at midnight, so... Not morning, Elfie. Not morning. How did you sleep? Sadly. Feels like I haven't slept so well in ages. Archie said you're going on a quest? Yeah, Ray and I'll be escorting some rich to Diria. Be a little nicer, please. He's Archie's friend. Sorry, we'll be escorting some rich idiot to Diria. He's Archie's friend? I see, so that's why he's so excited. Because his friend's leaving? Must be craving some real peace and quiet. Oh, no. He's excited because they get to travel together. What? He said he's coming along. Since when? Rhea invited him. Great. Is it too late to back out? Yes, don't be a coward. Fine. But I'll need another drink. That would be rather difficult. I already gave you a drink tailored to your request, and my boost shouldn't be mixed so irresponsibly right before an adventure. So I'm just supposed to deal with this headache by myself? Yes. Very helpful, thank you. You're welcome. Do you think something exciting will happen on your quest? We'll see. I've got a good feeling about it. You reckon I'm gonna slay another guardian? Maybe. That would be intense, right? What kind would you like to fight this time? Not sure. I feel like I've already met the one I was looking for. What could be a greater fight than slaying a wyvern chimera? You're right. I think that means it's time to befriend the Realm Keepers now. Wouldn't that be something? Which one would you like to meet most? Gaia. I can't think of a higher honor than that. You? Gaia as well, but I feel like I should pick someone else for balance. Cassiopeia, maybe? I'd love to ask her how she's doing right now. Maybe give her a hug? You'd be the type to give a dragon a hug. What does that mean? That you're very lovely, I think. Something like that. So, fellow dragon enjoyer, who would you pick? No repeats. Or the first dragon in the origin of everything, Tuat, the great spirit dragon, which is the god of death, Leviathan, the serpent of the primordial sea. I feel like we've heard the most about Leviathan and Tuat, so I'm gonna say Tuat. He keeps the balance between life and death. One might consider him the embodiment of order. He's so strict, no one alive may enter his realm, and no one dead may leave. And yet there are countless trickster myths about his escapades within the mortal realm. I enjoyed that duality. I hope the dead never get bored with him. That'd be nice. But I suspect your quest will have merits even if you don't meet any of the realm keepers. That's true. I bet you and Ray will have lots to talk about, and you can teach Archie more about adventuring. I'm not sure about that. You're a great teacher. I've learned so much from you already just by being your friend. Like how to say what I really mean. I'm still working on it, obviously, but I feel so much better when I'm being honest about what I want. Casual Monday BG3? Watch this space. Casual Monday BG3 is just me in the character creation mode for like 4 hours. No, Arlo, not Hawktua. Tuat. You've been getting a lot better at it. Thank you. And Melly loves practicing with you too. She says she wants to ask Rhea how to build her a great sword of her own. So a regular sized dagger? Teaching someone to hold a sword is one thing. Guts and bravery are something else. Not sure I can teach Archie something I'm still practicing myself. You can always practice together. Yeah. Speaking of practice, you're going on a quest too, Elfie? I am. Aura and I are going to fix the Banshee and Mary Morgan's relationship. Is that sneaky twister's new name? It is. Ain't you scared of the Mary Morgan? Only a little. Okay, maybe a lottle. Do you think she's gonna drown me? Or do you think the Banshee will? Maybe they'll reunite through teamwork of drowning me? Probably not. I think I'll probably just find some wacky as heck solution that no person in the history of dragonkind ever would have thought of. Like being kind or whatever. I'd like that. And if all else fails, you've always got an insane air echo by your side to pull you out of the water, if he can swim. He's sane? Is he? Well, mostly I think he's sad, and sadness can make people feel a lot of intense things. Like fear or anger or nothing at all. Anything that isn't sadness. It's easy to lose yourself in that, but there's always a way out if you're looking. You taking that sheepfish thing along? Maybe. I think he might let him stay with Melina, so she isn't so alone. Or so that he isn't at risk of losing him. Probably both. Not a bad idea. Would hate for her to be all alone while you two go chasing ghosts. Maybe we can send Grace over to check up on her. Or Hex. No. Guess if you're going with whatever the Drake's his name is, you'll probably ask him about his cheesecake recipe. What? Cheesecake recipe?
Melina mentioned he's a good one. I thought maybe he could show me how to make it.
What are we talking about right now? Hex is a cheesecake recipe? I mean, I definitely put Grace in charge of Melly. Jeez. That doesn't sound like something he'd enjoy. Maybe you should ask him about something else. Something less cheesy. You're right. I think of something cooler to ask him about. Or a completely different note, Lynn. What happened to those undead snails you wanted to check in on? Well, they're slow, aren't they? Still got time to stick around? So you say you'd like it here? It's not so bad here. Thought maybe I'd even bring my cousin a souvenir. Hands off my trinkets. I ain't that air echo. I'll get her something from the market, or the elf settlement. Or maybe I'll bring you something back from her farm, Elfie. You mentioned you'd love to try planting some ghost-berries. Either way, I'll stop by sooner or later. Don't want to risk her running into a werewolf and moving house. Ha. Ha. No, but seriously, if any of my family members turn into dragon-forsaken werewolves, I'll be joining the Van Helsings. Still don't know if they kill werewolves. Don't care. Do you think I could come with you? When you go, I mean. I could gather the ghostberry myself, and I know a lot about snails. You should you get away with our family members, don't you think people need you here? I am being very weird with these responses recently. There's a weird possessiveness. You've away with your family members. And the snails would love you. Have to agree. You'll probably make a chaotic mess, but a fun chaotic mess. Yeah. Seems like you guys did end up forming a party after all. Shut up. Okay. Anyway, it's late. I think I should get back in the settlement and catch up on some rest. Sarah Lynn, do you want to come with? We can stop by the werewolf settlement and say hi to Mr. Dragon. Or bye. Ain't sure I've got any tips for you in return, but I can listen to you worrying. Yeah, you're good at that. Do you want to come too, Innkeeper? I'm afraid Andu doesn't do well in civilization. Or alone. Especially not alone. But I'll be eagerly waiting your stories. We'll return with plenty. I'm counting on it. Good night, Lynn. Good night, Fable. Night. Good night. Feed the dragon. Sweep the floor. And a good night. Okay, we're gonna do a quick save. Starlight Sonata Interlude. 13th of the Astral Moon. So this is 3 days later? I believe we were on the 10th. It's still nighttime. First of all, new people. Second of all, aren't these characters from Monster Prom? I'm like 95% sure that this is a werewolf voiced by Aaron Hansen of Game Grumps. Arlo, I'm gonna need you to back me up here. I feel like you know more about that game than others in chat. But I'm like, hey, it's me, Goku. I think this is a Monster Prom reference. Hang on. We're verifying. Yeah, it's Monster Prom. Who are you? What have you done with the real Arlo? Twitter's crashed. Interesting. Let me pull down the brightness again so that I can show this off. We'll go intermission screen so we can see better. Monster Prom. It's that guy. That's neat. Do-do-do. Maybe I'm missing some of your lore, Arlo. I thought you were a Game Grumps fan. Unless something has happened in the meantime. I guess not. I guess I've not heard. I am missing on some Arlo lore. Yeah, and the girl is also here. I know next to nothing about Monster Prom other than 1, it's a Monster Prom, and 2, that Aaron Hansen is in it. And Takahata 101. Ah, okay. Gotcha. If you've got a... I don't know if you were serious about having to drop Arlo. If you do, that's grand. Have a good evening. But we'll continue on with whatever this reference is, I guess. For those of you who have not seen our last streams, and unfortunately we don't have any VODs of it, we've had a couple of YouTuber cameos in it already. So we've had Quincy from Quincy's Tavern. We also had an author whose name I forget off the top of my head, and we also had a very lovely tribute to a fan of the game who passed away. So I was just joking about that. That's fine. Apologies, I completely missed the cues there. But yeah, this just does seem to be another reference to a game that the developers probably liked, maybe took inspiration from. But I know nothing about this game, so I'm just gonna give them like American voices ? Because high school? We'll see.
Phew, looks like we took the right path. Who said we can't road trip all by ourselves?
Liam did, I think. I think that was perhaps a rhetorical question. Whoa, dude, didn't see you there. What's up? The sky, last time I checked. It better be. It'd be very confusing otherwise. Very true.
Is this your crib?
It is indeed. Welcome to the Wayfarer's Inn. With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
Polygeist and the goopiest of boys, Scott Howell. And together we are the Prank Masters.
With a Z! Woo! Pleasure to meet you. I am your humble innkeeper. Awesome. What drinks do you serve?
Oof, yeah, we're in desperate need of some booze.
I'm sorry to disappoint, but I don't serve booze.
What? Why?
The age rating system is quite harsh on such things. Meta. And I've got to keep the place open somehow.
I feel you. We've all got burdens to carry. I mean...
The voice you have for Arlo now suits way better anyways.
What else you got?
In my defense, she does not look like a D&D character. She looks like a ghost in a tank top. These two are very clearly out of place.
Magical beverages that enhance your abilities. It's even rumored they may influence your fate.
Whoa, that's so cool, dude. Like an influencer, but for fate. A fate-fluencer. That would go so hard on Momentgram. Goes pretty hard here as well. Bet.
Inky, please influence our fates before I get bored. I'm feeling incredibly depleted from this weird AF trip.
Sounds like you're in dire need of some stamina. Though I think you could use something a bit stronger than usual.
Dope. Give me your strongest potion.
Technically, never mind. I'm going to do Sailor's Courage because I think the glass is funny. Bum ba dum. I'm just going to fill this all the way. Oh no, that's not going to work. Okay. Remove and empty. Feed the dragon. Alright. There we go, that's what we need. Let me pop in a little bit of that. And now we do the rest. Ding ding ding, ring that bell. A funky drink for a funky gal.
Let's see. Whoa, this is good. Very good. So good I don't even miss the booze. Well, maybe a little bit.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Try this, Scott.
Whoa, that tickles. Just like pickle juice. So, Scott Howell, would you like a drink as well? Nah. But you could tell us where we are and what cool things we could check out around here. You're in Zenith, the Republic of Phazoa. Are you lost?
No, at least not as long as we're having a blast.
You do seem slightly out of this world, though.
Ooh, maybe you're onto something, potion seller. I'm not... You know, we were road tripping, supposed to be the trip of our lives, when something weird happened.
We're about to take the next turn at the crossroads, and then whoosh! A portal opened up, and I couldn't hit the brakes in time.
Yeah, we drove straight through and ended up on the gravel road. Everything seemed different and dated. So dated.
Dated?
Duh! I've seen and done plenty of weird stuff, but this is a different kind of weird.
So weird. No cars, only carriages and stuff.
Cars?
Yeah.
What are cars?
Things that go vroom. I'm afraid I've got no clue what you're talking about.
I don't think cars exist here, Scott.
Does not seem to be any cars here.
Now it makes sense that my phone has no signal either.
What makes sense?
We landed in the past.
Whoa, does that mean we time traveled?
Yeah.
That's so cool. I doubt time travel is possible. It sounds more like you participated in inter-universal travel. Which is rare, but happens occasionally.
Wait. So what you're saying is we are super special and lucky to have participated in such an event?
The car went through the portal, but we don't have cars. Think of it as a DeLorean situation. Likely.
Dope. This is a sign, Scott. The universe sent us here to wreak havoc.
Awoo! Christ. The prank masters will strike again. Soon after a nap. Can we take a nap, Polly?
Good idea. Hey, Funky Magic Mystery Pal, you better get to writing that tour guide.
I'll see what I can do.
Good. Do you have a room for us?
Of course. I've got a room upstairs, just ignore the scratching sounds and the water leaking by the iron door. Don't worry, we've seen worse than that. We've got plenty of experience with sea monsters. Also always hyped to meet more. See you in a bit, Innkeep. Come on, Scott, let's hit the sheets. Oh no. Maybe I should add some do not enter signs. My girl's back! Hello. Glad to see you, Baya. Thank you for having me. Now that... Is your friend's dispute still ailing you? Still so lonely. Lonely, lonely. I came to ask, have you sent someone to help my friends? I did, actually. You did? Yes, I sent Fable and Aura to solve the dispute. Oh. Then let's hope they'll be friends again soon, so we can have tea parties again. And I can stop being lonely. At least people are visiting my spa. That's good. Thank you for handing out my coupons. Bye, Arlo. Have a good night. 2222, make a wish. Oh, Jesus. Did I hear spa? Yes. Doesn't that sound like something, Scott? Woo, I love spa things. Now, are you our tour guide, sweet bog creature? Tour guide? Do you want to visit my spa? These two are Polygeist and Scott Howell. They're currently looking for entertainment and a way back home, but entertainment first, obviously. It's getting incredibly boring here. No offense, funky magic mystery pal. None taken. Where is your home? In a portal, or something? Yeah, we came through a portal, which in itself is pretty rad. But we've had the medieval tavern experience and all. It was good like it lasted, but it's time to move on. Move on to my spa? Something like that. Which makes me think, Baya, do you think you could help them find a way back home? Of course. You would think it would be Baya's voice that would be difficult to maintain, but no, it's the Valley Girl thing. You can do that? But first, you have to visit my spa. Nothing easier than that. I'm in need of a facial anyways. The air here is so dry. My bog water is especially moisturizing. Wait, does it mean we get to go skinny dipping in some hot springs? Oh yes, absolutely. My hot springs are the best. Cool, so let's do a pit stop at your spot and then road trip back home. You joining us for the ride, sweet bog creature? Please say yes. We'll see. I'll first show you the portal and my spa. If you bring them to the portal, you could take a ride with them through it. Might help with your loneliness. You think so? Yes. No one's lonely on a ride with the prank masters. I'll think about it. Which portal do you want to take? The one through Avalon, full of dreams and forests? Or the one through the Twilight Chasm, a place full of weird dread and weird fishes?
Ooh, the Twilight Chasm sounds spooky. I love spooky.
If the game was voiced, it would not be this inconsistent. I love dreams. They're so weird. Like that one dream I had where I was my own dad. Where should I lead them, innkeeper? Avalon's just around the corner. Let's not do anything crazy here. Through the lush forests of the Ashen Grove.
The way we came, not gonna lie, that's lame.
But it's still a quick way home. I'm full of dreams, Polly. Imagine how many pranks we could pull on sleeping people.
That's not true. Amazing. Then it's settled.
Can't wait to show you my mud masks.
Can't wait you to show you the world, sweet bog creature.
My name is Baya. Oh yeah, I've been spinning this under the table. Boop. May he who carries this be possessed with the power of Thor. Then let's hit the road, Baya. Enjoy your trip and safe travels.
Goodbye, potion seller.
See ya. Ah, goodbye, innkeeper. Aw, she has friends now. I'm glad Baya can find a little comfort in those peculiar visitors, at least. I'm excited to hear the stories she'll tell when she gets back. How are we up for time? Alright, that's our interlude over. We'll do one more proper day, and then we'll probably call it. "17th of the Astral Moon. Part 13, come hell or high water." Meh. Goddamn echolalia. Oh hey, it's Grace.
Good evening, innkeeper.
Good evening, Grace.
Could I ask you for a drink?
Anytime. What can I do you for?
I'm pretty spent. Do you have something that will keep my mind awake a little longer?
I should have something that can do just that. One moment. Bum. Bum bum bum. Let's do Peak Sunrise. We've not done that one yet today, I don't think. Bum bum. Bum ba dum. Bum ba dum. Ding ding ding, ring that bell. A drink for the mind and soul. Enjoy. Thank you. It's just what I needed. Why are you still so tired? I thought you were done with your thesis. I am, which also means I need to figure out what to do next. Additional context, Grace is Hex's younger sister. We first met her during our last stream where she had just done her doctoral thesis defense and got, top marks, so she is an academic. The possibilities are endless but not boundless, so considerations are a complicated endeavor. Have you considered a break? I have. Say, innkeeper, if you had forever, what would you do with it? Oh, Jesus. I've never thought about that before. I like being an innkeeper, so I could just keep doing this forever. It's relaxing and safe. I get to meet the most wonderful people and wizards all day. Forever is a really long time. Isn't there anything else you would like to do? Love to go on a road trip. I always want to learn to play the harp. Now I'm content with my existence. What must that feel like? There is harp music playing right now. Let's go with that. Oh, why haven't you? No time, no muse, no talent. Or maybe I'm just waiting for the right moment. When will that moment come? I'm not sure. I just don't feel like the harp belongs to me right now. Let me know when it does. I'd love a concert. Will do. What would you do with immortality? I would learn everything there is to learn. Every language, instrument, skill, the facet of mortal existence. I would travel the plains with my brother and learn even more, have an infinite amount of tea parties. I'd come to those. When we were little, Hex would often make all the stuffed animals dance around our little tea table. We didn't have money for music boxes, so he just made up songs for them to dance to. He sang them to me. If I had the time, I would love to write down all those songs and invent dances for them. You should make time for that. It's your time, after all. And besides, while you don't have forever, you do have quite a lot. An elven lifespan is nothing to scoff at, even if you only get half. That's true, she's like in her 40s. Yeah, like Fable's a full elf, they're 110. But Hex is almost 50 and Grace is 42. And they're both half elves. I am going to be right back. I am just going to get a drink. But I shan't be long. I always come back. Hello.
Wah.
Oh no. Hang on. There we go. Now, not if you've got the human side of the lifespan. Oh, that's less time. It is, but I'll make the most of it. What will you do then? I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking about going to Asphodel, the capital of Magocracy? Magocracy. To the map! Amber Island's Mossbury capital. We learned last time that these have different names. Temple of Ore, Verica, Sky Peaks, Amasa, Twinborough, Azure Grove, Turrigan, Zenith, the way first in. There we are! That's us! Forbidden Valley, Aperture, and Kamar Outpost, Rock 12. Dimmel, Zoford, Gravelmax, Silver Pass, Dark Marsh, Marrow Castle, Darkwood Thicket, Mossbury, Borcombe, Wadensea, Underwater, Amber Isles, Copper Archipelago, Morlia, that looks like a cool tower. Excuse me, Fairweather, Niverduff? Yeah, I'm not sure where that is on here. Unless I've completely overlooked Boreas, Banded Dragon Temple, Magical Lake, the Lonesome Lagoon. That's where the Banshee is. I heard the libraries there are 60 stories tall and rivers float through the sky in the exuberant display of mana. Sounds like a paradise for someone like you. Yes, but Hex really wants to stay here. He likes Phaseweb, Zenith, the Ashen Grove. Oh, it must be another plane. I think he likes how quiet it is, if you would believe it. I don't think he likes the bustle of it at all. You could just go without him. There is a Mercurian embassy in Zoford. Their teleportation is expensive, but reliable. I don't think he wants to go back to Zoford either, and I won't make him. He could teleport himself then? He really shouldn't. It's quite a long distance and he's always been awful at teleportation. He could take a ship. I appreciate the effort, but I don't think a ship would help make the distance acceptable to him. He's always going to follow me, no matter where I go. I think he doesn't want to miss out on any adventures or celebrations, or funerals. You can just tell him you want to go alone. But then he'd be alone too. Just talk to him, Grace. Talk to your brother. I don't want to spend our time together fighting. I just don't want him to spend it mourning me either. Oh, not more crying. You should tell him that. I'll have enough time to mourn you when you're gone. Unlike life, that never ends. I suppose you're right. I'd like to leave something he can remember me by. Maybe I'll build my own wizard tower. Please do. I love those. Let's have a look at this information on Grace. She's half elf but inherited the human lifespan while Hex inherited the elven one. That explains why even though she's the younger sibling, she looks a little older than Hex. And if she's 42, she's essentially at the midway point of her life. Though she dresses quite young. Hmm. Did you hear about the one on Morla, near Dalwell? That was the one we were just looking at. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Nope. Amber Isles? Yeah, that one. It looks cool. The one with the infamous Megacrarian fugitive? The very same. It seems its wizard has disappeared without a trace, leaving his tower vacant. She does look very young for 42, so like the elfness of her is still doing its work. Though I did note in the last stream that we did that she's got human ears and Hex has elf ears, which does align with her having inherited a human lifespan versus an elven lifespan. Yeah, I'm thinking it might be not quite like Aragorn in Lord of the Rings where he's like in his 70s but looks 40, but it could be something similar to that. He's in his 80s, pardon me, he's in his 80s. I've always wanted to stop by for tea, I just don't want to be rude and intrusive, so I haven't. I wonder what he's left behind. I'm sure it's a collection of fascinations and impossibilities. Rumor unlocked vanishing wizards. Could you just teleport in to check? You can't exactly teleport in and out of well-protected places all willy-nilly. You might end up trapped or on a whole other plane. You might. Maybe that's what happened to the wizard. Maybe. No one seems to know what happened to him, or who he even was, and no one seems to be intrigued in finding out either. Hex looks like he's 16, she looks like she's 18. Hex does look a lot younger than to be sure. I don't know if it's picking up on the stream, but Grace does have like crow's feet and like bags under her eyes that do make her look a little older. I initially thought like that it was just like to show that she was tired because she's an academic, but looking at it now, I think it is purposefully to age her a little bit. Did I read all of that? Hang on. Isn't that sad? A little. I don't want to disappear like that. You won't. I'll tell your story for as long as I'm around. How long is that? For as long as this world will bear me. We are notably a long life species, whatever we are. Because we've talked about meeting with people hundreds of years ago. But all we get to know about ourselves from the beginning is what our pronouns are. Because this game is woke in the best kind of way. You're very easy to bear. Thank you, Grace. Would you like to stay a little while? Please. I find your inn truly inspiring. I'll be here if you need a rubber duck. I'm counting on it. My favorite envies are back, and Fable's got a new hairstyle. Hello! Look at this side ponytail action. Beautiful, beautiful. Hi, innkeeper. Hi, you two. A drink, please. Or two, actually. Sure thing. Actually, what name are we on right now? Well, Aura is still fine. Come on, that was a whole week ago. I was busy. Wanna come up with a new one now, then? Can I come up with one? Sure. How about Kumo? I prefer Dora, but okay.
I feel like you look like a Kumo. It fits.
He's as stealthy as a flyer, he's just as soft as a cloud. Are these references I should get? Quickly googling Kumo. Jesus Christ. Of course, the first thing that comes up is Kuma AI. Very nice. Meaning with Kyubi. Kumo is the Japanese term for spider or for cloud. Okay, there we go. Now we've learned something. He is as stealthy as a spider. We'll play it. And just as cute. Guys, they totally kissed. They totally kissed in the swamps of sorrow, wherever they were. My ship is sailing! I'll take your word for it. Our drinks. Can we get them now? Of course. What would you like? Something sweet? Bubbly, maybe? If you can find something that... you know. Sure, I'll see if I can find the words you're looking for. I'm so happy! Da da da. Let's rope up a couple of 1,000 wins. On the house for the lovebirds. I feel like that, ding ding ding, ring that bell. I feel like that Astif movie bit where it's like, the moon is so beautiful. Hey, you guys should kiss! That's me. I'm the moon. Liquid charisma for those in need. Maybe you should try it then. Oh, sick burn. Do you want to send it back? No, it's good. Glad to hear it. Fable, what can I get you? Maybe something that'll make me feel like I could lift 1,000 clouds? Like I've got the strength of a dragon, or something like that. Cerulean says it's pretty tasty. I see. A Cerulean special then. No, we won't go with Sailor's Courage. I respect you too much. Oh, they have a kid and a bride. They're a little happy family. Aww. There we go, Southern Brawler. Ding ding ding, ring that bell. A regular's favorite for another regular. Thank you, it's delicious as usual. That's what I like to hear. I like the new hair, by the way. What's up with your hair? I like the hair. The hair is great. We appreciate the hair. Oh, you do? Thank you. It looks really nice, right? Kumo braided it for me. He helped me calm down after we encountered the Mary Morgan. But I should probably start at the beginning, right? Yes. Spare no details. I need to write fan fiction about this later. I'd appreciate that. Alright, so, what happened at the beginning? The ship to Boreas. Right. I was a bit worried about the journey we were embarking on. After all, the seams around Boreas are famously hard to traverse, with all the wild magic around it and all. But just before we left Zenith, we ran into Una in the midst of an arm wrestling match against Iniko. That tracks, yeah. We took the opportunity to ask her for advice. Thought maybe she had traveled there before. Don't you dare, Jojo is the cutest in the world. They have no competition at all. You could have also asked me. She was closer. Right. Did she have any good advice? She did. With her help, we were able to avoid all the dangerous maelstroms, sea stacks, and iceberg elementals. That must have made a very relaxing journey. It did. It was very inspiring, too. Love you, Jojo. We were able to see the dancing, colorful auroras in the night sky as we drew closer. They were starless, but still breathtakingly gorgeous. I even started on a new song. It wasn't ready to be shared yet, though. I just wanted a sneak peek. Well, you should have snuck better. A new song? Can I hear it? It's not done yet. Thanks to Una, we made it to Boreas a lot faster than we planned. We also docked far away from the typical explorer's route. It was completely abandoned by everything but nature, as if no one but us had ever been there before. Kind of exciting. Very adventurous, for sure. As we headed inland, we were quickly swallowed by the fog that engulfs almost the entire island. It moved in strange patterns, creating unidentifiable forms within the mist that hungered for life. The thickets rustled as we walked by, whether moved by wind or by creatures we couldn't tell. The trees were shaped strangely, with shimmering portals forming their empty husks. Our own quiet breaths were often interrupted by shrill shrieking sounds. Words are hard. Shrill shrieking sounds that seemed to come from the right above us. It was almost idyllic. Or scary. It was mostly scary. Agreed. Wouldn't be my choice for a first date spot. I wouldn't have minded strolling around until we ran into something roaming the island, but it was a little cold, so I found a local to ask for directions. While wandering around, we came across a clearing surrounded by tall trees. Or rather, one tree. All of them are connected, intertwined with one another. Through one of their twisted connections, a waterfall with no discernible origin was flowing into a small pond. And in its midst rested a nymph! A real nymph! Oh yeah, Fable always wanted to meet a nymph. Doing taxes? She was weaving flower crowns for the fish. How would those stay on? She was beautiful, with long black hair and skin that glistened in the sunlight that reflected off the waterfall. Her eyes were like sparkling gemstones, and her smile was full of kindness. She was alright, but also the only person around. So Fable asked her for directions? No, Fable asked her about everything but directions. I asked her for directions. She was very helpful. She even gave us a gift. A gift? That's sweet. She gave us earplugs against the Banshee's song, so our bones wouldn't shatter. Very helpful. Did you offer to write her a jingle in return? I did. She said if we were to survive the encounter with the Banshee, I could come back and she'd think of what she'd need a jingle for. She was thinking about setting up a dragonfly exhibition, so maybe for that. Who would she even advertise to? Frogs? And toads? The banshee was our first priority. So we stealthily made our way to the Lonesome Lagoon with earplugs in our ears. We mostly walked and talked about our favorite dragonflies. When we finally approached the Lonesome Lagoon, the thick mist enveloped us. It suddenly became so cold we could see our own ragged breaths. And then we heard it, a song filled with all the sorrow in the world comprised into a single note. It sounded really nice. There was so much emotion in the song. Sadness, longing, yearning, anger. Hair in my mouth. Ugh. We wanted to be polite and wait until she was done singing, but she just kept going, like the tears wouldn't stop. She is a banshee. So I decided to be a little rude, stepped forward and said hello. They said, "Hello, Banshee, I really liked your song." That confused the Banshee so much that she stopped. Yep, I can see that. She smiled, bearing a row of deadly sharp teeth. She was very nice, actually. She wanted to know if we wanted to steal from her lagoon. When we said no, she invited us to sing along. Did you? Of course. It was kind of fun. It was, and I thought what better time to bring up the Mary Morgan but now. So I led with, "I bet you do this with your girlfriend all the time, right?" She suddenly looked at me with hatred and anger and then just started screaming. I was very thankful for the earplugs in that moment. I think without them my bones would have melted. That was our cue to leave, so I pulled Fable back into the thickest of the Borean forest. Obviously we couldn't just leave at that failure, so we looked around for a peace offering. We found some spiky pink fruits on the pattern with little ghost horses on them. Cute. We thought she might like them. She liked them enough to stop screaming at us, and then we sat down at the side of the lagoon to talk. It's beautiful, by the way, right in the middle of the giant portal to the Twilight Chasm. It colors the water this deep, dark blue with swirling clouds of darkness within. There were bones floating in the lagoon, too. I almost brought one for you, for your tavern. Why didn't you? I thought you wouldn't like it. I love bones. I'll keep that in mind for the future. The Banshee actually fished some bones out to fidget with. It stopped her from screaming every time she brought up the Mary Morgan. Fidgets are great. Or Marmor, as she calls her. Turns out the Mary Morgan had been ignoring all her calls ever since the Banshee was crowned Gaia's Scariest Monster by Street Magazine. She told us it carved a hole in their relationship that caused a lot of jealousy. And she was disappointed that the Mary Morgan cared more about some stupid popularity contest than her. We asked her if she wanted to talk about it with the Mary Morgan herself, but she said she didn't need to apologize for being scary. She was very thankful that she got to talk about it, though. She was holding it all in because she didn't want to burden Baya with all the drama. She even offered us to spend the night at her nearby cave, which was really nice of her. Did you end up taking a nap at her lair? We thought about it, but it was filled to the brim with the riches of the dead, which was far too alluring to allow us to fall to the call of sleep. You found loot. Now you have my attention. What did you find? Gold, bones, skulls, jewels of all sizes. And a lute. It was broken, but I picked it up anyway. There was also a delicate silver mirror that had hearts carved all over it. Kuma recognized it as magical from its arcane markings. Melina showed me them in some book the other day, when the wizard in Zofort showed us around his library. It was a mirror of far speech. It lets you speak to anyone on this plane, given that you've seen them before. So you called Melly? No, we called the Mary Morgan. Ah, That makes more sense. How did it go?
Well, I had to be the one to make the call since Kumo had never met her. When her face appeared, all I could do was stare at the horror as she gazed back at me. I felt like I was back in the Ashen Grove, leading adventurers to their doom, and I just froze. So I took the mirror out of their hands. Her first words were threats of what she would do to us if we dare harm the Banshee. Of course we hadn't, but that briefly calmed her down. Until I asked her why she wasn't here if she was so worried about the Banshee's well-being. Avoiding the question, she instead talked to us about the state of the lagoon. She complained that it must be incredibly loud with all the tourists and whatnot. I assured her there were no tourists, at least none that were alive. So she asked what I was doing in the lair. Honestly, I replied that the Banshee had offered us a place to stay in her cave. I quickly realized I had picked the wrong thing to say. Her eyes started bleeding black ichor and she began cursing us out in tongues. The mirror cracked under her gaze and started bleeding black water. It was terrifying. And then we were just supposed to sleep there as if she couldn't crawl out of the mirror any second. After that happened, I thought that we shouldn't discuss our further plans in that cave. So I pulled Fable outside and we went for a walk. The nymph had mentioned these enchanted flower fields where she collects flowers for the fish. So we went there. Thought it might be a good spot. It was a good spot. Even though I couldn't stop shaking for a while, though the flowers really helped. As did not being alone. Was that when Kumo braided your hair? It was, yes. My hair kept falling into my face and it was overwhelming me. So he sat me down and braided away while I was working on rebuilding the lute. He said that some distraction would help. Talking also really helped. Even if I asked a lot of stupid questions. They weren't stupid, just curious. Did you have a favorite one? They asked where I learned to braid hair. That actually brought us further on our quest. How so? Well, I learned from my mother. The only thing I feel I have left of her. It was her way of apologizing. That she was never very good with words. Made me think. Sometimes people aren't very direct with what they mean. I have heard of that, yes. Like the Mary Morgan. She didn't seem angry about the Banshee outdoing her in some fear pageant. She didn't even mention it once. She only got upset because she thought we had hurt the Banshee. Or when she thought we were tourists. Or when we said we were staying in that cave. Like she was jealous of something entirely different from the issue of Screech magazine. We talked through it and decided we had to get the two of them to talk face to face. Obviously it would be difficult because of the distance, but we had taken the mirror with me when we left. Thought it might be useful. Ever the thief. Indeed. I used it to call Baya. I asked her to tell the Mary Morgan to come to the Boreas. Fable mentioned she can teleport via plants. However that works. She can. You should try it out. It's nauseating. I think we'll pass. While I went to talk to the Banshee, Kumo picked up the Mary Morgan. She and I really connected on eyeliner techniques. I think the Mary Morgan is meant to be like Bloody Mary. I think. I'm not entirely sure what the Mary Morgan is. It sounds like it's based off of Irish folklore. Let's do a quick Google. I feel like I did look this up before, but I've forgotten. Welsh and Breton water spirits that drown men. There we go. When we arrived at the lagoon, they were immediately ready to claw at each other's throats. And not in a fun way.
But somehow we managed to convince them to sit down. We tried to get them to talk about their feelings, but they just kept talking past and over and away from each other. I think, is that not La Llorona? It could be something similar, but apparently it's Welsh. According to Google. Arguing about an issue that didn't exist. So I had this crazy idea. I took out my new lute and asked them if they wanted to write a song together. They declined and insisted their voices would clash, but I thought at the very least it would stop them from arguing. Kumo helped me convince them by summoning tiny rain clouds pitter-pattering a gentle melodic rhythm to inspire them to give it a try. Hey, inspiration came in handy. We asked them to put all their emotions about the whole situation into a song. In the end, they harmonized together perfectly. Like their voices were made for each other and the gentle hum of my lute. It was beautiful. And a little bone-shattering, but very romantic. Most importantly, the song finally got them to understand each other. Like Kumo had suspected, the Mary Morgan was scared, not jealous, now that the Banshee was so popular. She feared the Banshee would become really busy with tourists visiting all the time. She had assumed that she wouldn't have time for her anymore. But the Banshee assured her that she doesn't care about any of the tourists. Only about the Mary Morgan. And Baya, of course. We told them to talk to her, too. And mentioned how much she had been missing them. They agreed to meet for a tea party in the Ashen Grove, so Baya doesn't have to travel too far. Did you invite them to your barbecue? No. After the outpouring of emotions, they wanted some time for themselves. The quest was done. It had only taken us 2 days, which was really efficient. Unfortunately, we had told the ship to pick us up in 3 days, so we were trapped on the island. So you swam back? What? No, what's wrong with you? The usual. We started brainstorming about what we could do while we waited. So I suggested throwing some knives. That sounds romantic? I just thought it would be cool. It was. Sometimes the trees shifted themselves out of the way, twisting into new forms. It was perfect for practice. Yeah, I can throw knives now. Very cool. Unfortunately, Fable was too good of a student, so we ran out of the need to practice quickly. With a whole day left to wait, we just sat under the auroras, filling the boreal sky, letting their gentle glow wash over us as we talked for hours. Yay! It was really nice. But it also made us forget about the time, so the crew had to scour the island for us. It took them a while to find us. We apologized on the way back and made them all flower crowns out of magical flowers. They liked them so much they asked us to join their crew. But we insisted we had to return to the Wayfarer's Inn for a mission report. Glad you two didn't run off into the sunset together. That sounds so bitchy. Am I jealous? Am I jealous that Fable's got a boyfriend now? I'm glad you came back. Of course we did. I promised a good story. And you delivered tenfold. Where are you two going next? I should probably talk to Melina. She was pretty mad when I left. I guess I should apologize while I still can. Good idea. Do you want me to come with you? No, I think I need to do this alone. Or rather, with her. And I have to check in on Rufus, too. Maybe Hex taught her some fun magic tricks in the meantime. You left her with Hex? And with Grace? who is here. Don't worry, nothing's on fire. I should go. But before I go, do you maybe want to do something together later today or tomorrow, like a thing? Good job. Oh, like hanging out together? We could play charades with the werewolves. No, sweetie. No, he wants the two of you to be alone. One of the best worst pickup lines I've ever heard is from the series Black Books. Do you like eating? I do. Do you want to do it in the same room sometime? That's the vibe here. I think he meant hanging out as in a date. I would kiss. Don't just give me the ... Come on. Did you? Maybe I did. Oh. Don't you do this to me, game. Don't you do this. Oh, thank God! Okay, that sounds really fun. I couldn't breathe. Cool. I'll pick you up, or I'll see you around, or whatever. I'm looking forward to it. Me too. Yay! Ah, I'm so happy! I need to start looking at Instagram for fan art now. He asked me on a date. He did. That's... Oh. What? What do I do now? Do you think Archie has books on dating? Should I ask the Hydra for advice? It probably knows about dating, right? Archie is still on his quest. Also, I'm right here. You're right. What should I do? Just go, see where it takes you. Or where he takes you. Hopefully it's somewhere nice. I do feel safe with him, so maybe I should try trusting this more. Mostly, I think you should just be honest with him. He seems to like you for who you are, so there's no need to hide. That's the... Oh, excuse me. That's the scary thing. Why does he feel that way? Because you are very lovely? People keep saying that. But sometimes... Oh my goodness. I'm so burpy, I'm sorry. But sometimes I just feel a lot lovelier hiding, you know? To me, it sounded like it's perhaps a little too late for that. Sorry for listening in. You two were just very sweet. See? Grace gets it. She ships it. It's okay. I also thought it was very sweet. He was very sweet. But now that he's gone, I have time to think again. And I'm not sure if it was supposed to be that type of sweet anymore. Maybe he was just being nice? He asked you on a date because he was being nice? Well, maybe he felt bad for me, or something. Innkeeper dear, I think Fable might need another drink. Maybe something to untangle their thoughts, something for a quick escape from all this overthinking. That sounds good. Oh yeah, we make drinks in this game, huh? I'll see what I can do. Blum da da. Dum da da. Nope. I don't have many speedy drinks anymore. Or do I? Am I just forgetting? Yeah, it's just the Swift Strike. Alright. I swore I had something else, didn't I? Frostlands Lagoon, Sunny Breeze. I guess not. Oh well. Bum bum. Ding ding ding, ring that bell. Does this help? Very much so, thank you. I feel like now I can uncurl the yarn ball that is my brain. Gross. What do you think I should do? What do you want to do? I want to go on our date, and I want to get to know him better. Maybe even get him to know me better, too. Do you think he would like that? I think so, yes. It seems like you don't need our answers. You have yours already. Sometimes I feel like I just need permission to listen to my heart. Did you know that you can give that permission to yourself? I forget that every time, but I know you're right. I think I know what to do now. Somewhat. I'm not telling them to put out. If something happens, it'll happen. I can't sell booze in this game. You think she's gonna put out? Or they're gonna put out, sorry, not to misgender. But I'll figure it out. Thank you for listening to me. I think sometimes that's all I really need when I'm scared. There's nothing wrong with being scared, as long as you don't run from the things that make you happy. You're right. It took me a while to realize that. Running is so easy, you know? You always know where to go. Away. But staying, you actually have to look at yourself. Figure out what your part is in everything. I'm not saying you have to be drunk to put out. I'm just saying if we can't get the rating system to acknowledge booze, we definitely don't have a rating system to acknowledge other stuff. But when I was on the journey back from Boreas, dancing with Kumo to the music of the Navigator's Fizzle, they had a dance. Thinking about how I never would have gotten to that point if I hadn't put myself out there, I realized that life is so much more than a constant game of hide and seek from the things that truly mean something. And I decided to stop running from life, even if I'm scared. I want to do my best to face my problems. Even though it's terrifying, I'll know I'm not alone. Is this still about Kumo? No, he was never a problem. He's one of the reasons I'm not alone. Just like you. With good friends by my side, I can do anything. I don't know if you should do everything, and I can't wait to see what you'll do. It might not be as impressive as you hope, but it will be me, and I'm excited about that. Me too. I'm really proud of you, Fable. Thank you for everything, especially the great advice. That was really great advice. Maybe you should take some of it too, Grace. Maybe you should. Whoops. But we all conquer life at our own pace. My personal next Goliath is going to be reapplying my lip gloss. And maybe some blush. I do feel a little pale. Can I borrow a mirror for a bit, innkeeper? Of course. There is some free rooms and mirrors upstairs, right next to the acorn chimes. Just ignore the doors with the do not enter signs. You shouldn't have said that. Now I have to check. Please don't. I won't. I'm polite. Or am I? She is a hex after all. Let's hope she won't find all the nightmare creatures you have locked up there. Let's. Have you ever visited the Twilight Chasm? Not for long enough to not long enough to capture any creatures. I see. Dot dot dot. What are you thinking about, Innkeeper? Oh, you know, Innkeeper things. I don't. No, I mean, since I'm not an innkeeper and all. Right. That song you mentioned, the one you started writing on the ship. I know it's not done yet, but how about a little sneak peek? Oh no. To see if it would make for a good jingle. I don't think it's jingle material, but I don't mind sharing it with you. Just keep in mind that it's a work in progress. Of course. Ah, okay. There's a calling on the wind beneath the talk of the keep. I've heard the tales, set the sails, and now it's time for me to leave. That sounds like quite the opener. So you like it? It's wonderful. Why does it keep giving me mean options? I can't wait to hear more. Me too. It's still a little rough around the edges. I feel like it's missing something. Maybe the next adventure. Maybe. Will you let me know when it's done? Of course. I can't wait to show you the finished version. Thank you, Fable. I'm proud of you. I feel like I say that every time Fable shows up. For maybe finishing a song? For not running. Oh. Thank you. Me too. Innkeeper, do you ever think about taking your own advice? All the time, yes. Why don't you? I don't know. It's hard, I know, but I promise I believe in you as much as you believe in me. And I know we'll both be okay. I would like that. Me too. Well, I've talked a lot today. I'll give you some space. Maybe it's time to stop running. Should I? Is it time to read that letter? Ooh. We're putting it to a vote. So far, it's unanimous. We have 2 out of 3 votes cast. Okay. Everybody has voted. The ayes have it. Yes, 100%. Oh, that was easy. I guess I've been wanting to for a while. Let's hope for no regrets. My dearest friend, long has it been since we've talked last. Long has it been since everything has been seared away by the cold flames of death. I wish I could still remember our last conversation, but it's waning memory. I can only imagine how you've enjoyed running away, wishing to forget whatever was between us. Maybe you did, for a brief moment, for these 30 years. If you did, I'm writing this letter kindly to remind you of the good old times. To celebrate our reunion, I invite you to the spectacle of this century, the last day of the astral moon welcoming the first light of the dying moon, where the realm of Tuat is just a grasp away. Are there any spirits you'd like to remember? Are you afraid of what they might tell you? Worry not, I'll be right there. Watch the sky closely on the 35th of Cassiopeia. See you soon, old friend. Okay. That was... I guess you've always been a fan of symbolism. But you didn't even leave an address. Very irresponsible. Oh, hello! Expletive! Pardon? No time. Duck. Now. What's going on? Are you okay? Do you need help? Healing? Something's coming. Something big. Your next show? What? No. There's no time. Duck. Is it the ground? Oh my god! Is everyone alright? I think so, yes. Phew, that was a close call. Could have been really dangerous. What just happened? Why is there water outside the tavern? I'd also like to know the answer to that question. I'd like to know when we patch that window. I've got no clue. I was just outside by the woods, drafting my newest song, when the ground beneath my feet began to rumble. Not a minute passed when it rumbled again, and then a wall of water came rushing towards me. I didn't dare wait. I ran immediately looking for shelter. No way I was going to let oh, we learned how to pronounce this last time. Hagum, I think. Get wet. These strings are made of real Caliburn silk, and the body's ethereal bamboo. It's a rarity. That's the first thing going through your mind with a giant wave rushing right at you? Of course, this instrument is just as valuable as my hands. And just as versatile. Grace? Is everyone alright? Grace! Dragons, you're alright. I was worried something had happened to you. Oh, don't worry. When the walls started rumbling, I hid under a table, and then I watched the water rush by the window. It was like a tsunami, but tsunamis are very rare, if not impossible, as so far into the mainland. Yeah, whereabouts are we on the map again? This is insane. We're in the Republic. Wayfarer's Inn. Yeah, so we're like right here. There's some water nearby, but we're not like on a coastline. Right. It's so strange. Everything seems to be submerged out there. I wonder what could cause such a cataclysm. It's worrying to say the least. And it's definitely too dangerous to go outside. Even the tavern is leaking. Don't worry, it'll withstand. Are you sure? I'm sure. I've gone through worse than this. You? It's gotten through worse than this. Grace came from upstairs, so she didn't open a door. She was still inside. Wouldn't have thought it could withstand this sort of thing, but even more glad that it can. Seems to be simple, yet sturdy tavern after all. Just like you, innkeeper. Now is not the time. Are you flirting with the innkeeper? Puh. Me? No. Also, that's besides the point. It is. He just called me sturdy and simple. I wouldn't count that as flirting. You wouldn't? Not really. Aw. Right, back to the point. Did you see exactly what happened? Not really. I was listening to the whistle in the wind of the treetops, jotting down notes for my next song, when suddenly a horde of silver-crested deer rushed past me. Before they could trample over me, I jumped on a rock I was sitting on and watched them gallop downhill. Then I saw water break through the canopies, snapping trees in half like they were sashlook skewers. I wasted no second. I turned on my heel, knowing I'd be done for if I waited a moment longer. Then I was here and told you to duck.
That sounds horrible. Are you alright? Are you hurt?
I'm fine, thanks. And anyways, with whom do I have the pleasure? I'm Grace. Nice to meet you, Grace.
Oh my, you're Voyage, aren't you? This is Silvertongue Virtuoso,
the only person to have recognized them. Nobody else has recognized Voy. Yes, that would be me.
My apologies, I didn't mean to push any boundaries. But I saw you perform at the Dropstone Institute's campus that one time. And I must say, you pulled on all my heartstrings with your beautiful performance.
I appreciate that there is, some relationship stuff happening here, but I am incredibly concerned for the people that aren't in the tavern right now, so if we could just move this along. Oh, I did that?
Yes, I was awestruck by what your music could do. It was like magic of its very own. The music can be very soothing in moments of distress.
Were you distressed back then?
Is now the time. A little. I don't remember exactly why anymore, but I remember the emotion. But not more distressed than I am right now. I hope Hex is safe and well.
I'm sure he is.
Shoot! Did you see that creature swim by?
What? Where? No, they're not dead. No!
It looked like a red-winged eel.
Oh? Haven't seen one of those in ages.
Where is its natural habitat?
Actually, the Twilight Chasm. Why is it here?
Something isn't right.
I'm afraid you might be correct.
I'm also afraid. Very much so. I don't think it's safe to go outside.
Of course not. You should all stay for the night.
Would that be possible?
Of course. The tavern will withstand this, and a bit of company wouldn't hurt.
I agree. Thank you, innkeeper.
Say, you with the lute, what's your name?
Fable. My name is Fable.
Do you play? The lute, I mean.
Sometimes. I'm still practicing and not all that good with it yet.
How about we play together? A song or two to lift our spirits and wait out the catastrophe going on outside.
It's very untuned. It goes out of tune really quickly, but I guess that's a lute thing.
I gotcha. Show it to me. I'll help you and we'll jam until the new dawn arises.
Oh my god.
Okay, we're gonna save. Now, I said that this last full day was gonna be the end of the stream, because it is rather late. Oh my god, I really want to know what happens next. We'll have to... Oh, it's a little dragon! Oh no! No baby dragon! Oh, the sheep that was there is so dead. Oh my god. Yeah, we're gonna call it here. We'll go back to the main menu. We'll pick this up next week. Next week is September 30th, so that's gonna be our last non-spooky stream. And we'll wrap up whatever this bit is. Jesus Christ. What a place to end. Oh my god, I'm all... Oh. Alright, so a lot happened. We've learned a lot about the characters, about the innkeeper, and we've left off in a very interesting place. Yeah, the well is completely flooded. Oh my god, well, thank you for everybody who tuned in. Thank you for everyone who subscribed. We're actually only 2 subscribers away from our goal of 20 new of 20 total subscribers, which is after coming. Don't you say game over? After dealing with the whole Twitch thing the last few days, coming on here and like actually having people join and seeing people subscribe, it's been really, really nice and really mood lifting. And this has been my favorite stream so far. So thank you to everyone who joined. I hope that you will join us on Tuesday, tomorrow, for another stream. To be determined what we're playing. Might be some more RimWorld, but we'll see. And then again on Thursday for some more Zenless Zone Zero. The new patch will be just out, so we'll definitely have some new content to focus on. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Have a good night. Slán go fóill.